Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Josh Cosmo here, and today we are going to be going over the 4th week of Star Wars facts. If you haven't watched my other videos, every week I do 10 Star Wars facts, and this is my second to last video of Star Wars facts. Today I'm doing facts 30 through 40. Let's get into the facts. The first fact for today is Harrison Ford broke his ankle after one of the Millennium Falcon's drones slammed down on his leg, and J.J. Abrams broke his back after an attempt to save him. After that terrible day, J.J. Abrams said it had its benefits, quote, "When I was on the set of the Millennium Falcon and we started to do work with Rey and Finn, the first time we did it, it didn't work at all. It was much more contentious. I didn't direct it right. It was set up all wrong, and when Harrison Ford got injured, which was a very scary day, we ended up having a few weeks off, and it was during that time that I really got to look at what we had done and realize quite a bit of that relationship. So when we came back to work again, we had actually just reshot from the ground up those scenes. It was an amazingly hopeful thing to get those two characters where they needed to be." End of quote. It turned out to be really good for the movies, and I do feel really bad for Harrison Ford. I mean, he had to be flown to the hospital to be taken care of. But hey, look at the good side of things. Disney did eventually have to pay $2 million, or 1.6 million pounds. Ewoks were going to be just a bunch of Wookiees, without counting the always controversial Jar Jar Binks. Ewoks are perhaps the most divisive characters in the Star Wars universe. The introduction and Return of the Jedi is still a frequently discussed topic among Star Wars fans, much of which find these creatures to be nothing more than a mocking device, which is far from the truth. Lucas originally envisioned the Wookiees as a primitive species, and in an early draft for A New Hope, the film ended with a battle between the Empire and a society of Wookiees. But it proved to be too complicated for the first film. Instead of including a bunch of Wookiees, he opted for just one, Chewbacca. As the series evolved, so did Chewbacca, and the idea of Wookiees being primitive didn't quite fit anymore. So when Lucas had the chance to actually do the battle he planned in the first film, he changed the Wookiees for a smaller version, Ewoks. Ewoks were quite controversial, not only because they were very marketable, but because many fans found it absurd that a primitive race of small creatures armed with sticks and rocks could defeat the Empire's troops. Lucas had defended the Ewoks, saying that they were there to distract the Imperial troops, and they didn't exactly win. It was more an example of teamwork. Return of the Jedi has been the only canon experience of the Ewoks, but it was more than enough to leave a big and permanent impression in Star Wars fans. The word Ewok was never mentioned in the movie, but it was in the credits. The Last Jedi was going to be called Revenge of the Jedi. Lucas always intended for the movie to be called Return of the Jedi. After all, the plot revolves around Luke Skywalker attempting to bring his father Darth Vader back to the light side of the Force. not seeking retaliation for his previous defeats. The Revenge subtitle was actually the idea of producer Lois Kasdan, who felt Lucas's original idea was too weak. While it's widely contested as to why Lucas agreed to the first adjustment, it's commonly believed that he changed it back to reflect the values of the Jedi, as only the dark side would seek revenge. Every clone trooper in Revenge of the Sith is CGI. Some people wonder why they didn't just use real people because it would look realer for half the price. The Phantom Menace was released on May 19, 1999. The Attack of the Clones was released on May 16, 2002. A New Hope was released on May 25, 1977. It was originally just called Star Wars and sometimes still is to this day. The Empire Strikes Back was released on May 21st, 1980. Empire Strikes Back is definitely my favorite movie, and the last year was the 40th anniversary. Comment down below what your favorite Star Wars movie is. The Return of the Jedi was released on May 25th, 1993. Notice how every Lucasfilm Star Wars movie was released in May. That will be important in my next week's video. Subscribe and click that bell to get notified of next week's video to find out why. Well, that was the last fact of today. Remember to look out next week for my 5th week of Star Wars fact. It will be my last Star Wars fact video. And please subscribe and share this with all your friends. May the Force be with you, and goodbye.